Hey everyone, how you doing? My name is Echo and I hope you're having a great day. Today's Minecraft video, we're back on Minecraft Pocket Edition, the Bedrock version, because today I bring you the current best add-on mod pack in the Minecraft community. So this is called the Cave Add-on Mod Pack, which introduces new cave systems, new blocks, new ores, new weapons, new mobs, and so much more. Now, this was created by the Onion Institute. Full credit goes to him. There'll be a download below for you guys to check this out. Also, links to his social media. I've been spending the past 1 hour, 2 hours just messing around with this and understanding how this pack works. It is absolutely phenomenal. Now, I'm doing this on Windows 10, but this will work for iOS, Android, Windows 10, Xbox. And if there's a way to get it on Switch and PlayStation 4, it will work for those versions as well. I'm doing this on the version 1.14.30, but I believe this will work for all 1.14 versions. I have not tested this for the current 1.15 beta, so try it yourself, and if it works, awesome. If it doesn't, you might need to go back to 1.14. A couple of things I want to mention before we get into this. First thing I want to mention is you do need to have the experimental gameplay enabled. If it is not enabled, it simply will not work. Now, for my testing of this pack in a couple of different worlds, make sure you enable the behaviors pack first. If you enable the behaviors pack, it should automatically enable the resource pack. This is the same for a lot of add-ons. Sometimes people are like, it doesn't work, I can't get it to work. If you enable a resource pack first, some reason it disables the behaviors pack and nothing works at all. I have both of them enabled, and that's the first thing I just wanted to mention to you guys. Right, there's a lot to learn, so sit back, relax, and let's go through everything that this add-on / mod pack offers. If today's video can pass 3,000 likes, I will do my own series on this mod pack, and that's a promise. So again, full credit goes to the Big Onion Institute. I couldn't fit the on. So yeah, like massive shout out to him because he created this. He deserves all the recognition and the credit for this creation. So this introduces, like I said, new ores, ingots, blocks, and so much more, even new types of mobs. Even a new boss mob. So we have the introduction of Prismarine ore, but also Prismarine Crystals. These can be found under and in ocean biomes. I feel like Prismarine and, of course, the crystals itself are quite rare unless you've got a fully functional Guardian system working. Now, these obviously offer the representative stuff. So if we, I'm low, you'll see why in a little bit. Place this down. We place this down. We break this. This gives us, of course, the crystals. And we break this. And this gives us the Prismarine shards. So in terms of finding these, they can be found pretty much in ocean caves. They are quite a common item, which I think is a great introduction. It means that you're not going to have to be exploring for a very long time. So if we go down to here, this is just a naturally generated cave system. You can see here we have obtained the Prismarine ore. These are both Prismarine ores. There is also crystals somewhere as well, but you will have to do a little bit of exploring in the oceans if you are wanting to obtain these. But again, cave systems are going to become even more useful, especially if you're underwater like this. Is this the same one? Yeah, so I believe they can both be found down here. You just might have to do a little bit more exploring than what I'm doing in today's video, and this one is crystals. So I believe the further you go down, you'll find the crystals. It looks like the ore itself seems to be a little bit more common. So there has been the introduction of a brand new ingot. This is Prismarine Ingot. Now this is crafted using Prismarine Crystals and Prismarine Shards, plus the combination of iron. So if you put these inside of the crafting table like this, the outcome is going to be this. Now, this is currently a work in progress, and I believe the developer of this pack is looking for some kind of use. You can't currently customize custom weapons or tools in the Bedrock version, so I think it's a current process of him waiting for the introduction to be able to customize tools to give them a better effect. So yeah, that's the work in progress. So this next feature is, I know it's a really simple thing, but one of my favorite things in this pack. So he explained that when you're mining as a Minecraft player, you fill up your inventory with diorite, andesite, and granite. Now, he's figured out, that's infested, just think of this as normal cobblestone. He's figured out a way to basically transform all of these back into cobblestone. So maybe you didn't want diorite, you can transform it back into cobblestone. maybe you didn't want andesite, you can still transform it back into this. You can still make the representative blocks if you wanted to, if you still wanted to make these ones. So he hasn't taken away them, he's just introduced another addition. So andesite, diorite, and granite can all be transferred back into cobblestone, which I really love that feature. I wish this was an actual feature in Minecraft itself. So now we get into the new introductions, including new types of stone, new types of ore, you name it, they will be found in this specific add-on itself. First thing we have here, this is called Mossy Stone. Location, underground jungle biomes. Don't forget, this does feature like caves, custom caves, which I will show you in this video. Now, this can be crafted or it can be found. You will find this as well. It's not just gonna be something that you can craft. You can find this as well. From my experience, it wasn't too hard to find. It was a pretty common item. But if you wanted to just craft it yourself, you are going to need stone and vines. Unless it's this way. Yeah, so it's not shapeless, unfortunately. Yeah, okay, so it's not shapeless. Although, what does that make? That just makes them. Okay, yeah, so yeah, mossy is one. And the next one we have here is going to be desert stone. This is very common. It's just another building block. Again, you can harvest these within cave systems, or you can simply craft them. This one comes with a little bit of a different recipe. So the recipe for this one is diagonal with that, and also diagonal with the stone, and the outcome is this. Is this shapeless, though? This is shapeless. Well, as much as it can be. So yeah, desert stone construction, and that's what you'll end up with, which I think is brilliant. So I've not messed around with this next feature in as much detail, but I believe these ores are desert coal ore, iron, redstone, lapis, diamond, and gold. Did we have emerald? There doesn't seem to be any form of emerald one. These can all be found on the deserts as well. If we go to /game mode S. Again, I'm not entirely sure what they offer that's a little bit different. I think they can be a little bit... I think they offer a little bit more compared to... Okay, that's a Spiderling. We'll mess around with them in a little bit. There's a lot to show you in today's video. So yeah, I can't remember what he said about the ores, but they do offer something a little bit different. I probably should have done this using Fortune 3. So we have the introduction of even more blocks. This one is called Flamestone. I believe it can be found at Bedrock level in... Well, I think it's lava level rather than bedrock level. It's quite far down. It's the Flamestone, and it's found desert biomes quite far down. I will show you the locations and stuff like that in today's video. I don't think this seriously has any form of a crafting recipe, but I'll tell you what, the block looks brilliant. You can kind of see like the stone effect in it, but you can also see like a blood variation, which is the flame itself. This one is ice stone. Can be found, well, in ice locations, ice biomes, ice caves, snowy areas, wherever it's cold, you're going to find these. And again, these can also be crafted. The recipe for this one is very similar to what I showed you before. It's ice, not packed ice, it's ice itself. Again, with stone. Offering a little bit more use for stone is what this pack has. Now we start to get into the exciting things. So if I do /time set night, this does offer a glow effect. This is called a Goo Lantern. Obtaining this is absolutely brilliant. So I will show you guys this now, actually, rather than doing it later on. Let's just clear out my inventory here. So in here, we have the Goo Lantern, which is crafted using goo, glowworm, goo. Do we have any more of this stuff? I think we only have 4 at this current moment. We are going to need a little bit more of that because you can eat this stuff. Anyway, this, going like this, will create these Goo Lanterns. According to the developer of this, it offers a very, basically the same as lanterns, like redstone lanterns in terms of brightness. They also have like a really gooey break, which is similar to redstone. Now, they are obtained via the glowworms. Now, the glowworms, I'll show you guys these. They will bright up. Now, if you're holding a mushroom, they will follow you, and they'll also emit light as well, which, as he explained in cave systems, this is really, really cool. Now, when you kill these, I'm sorry, little glow, he will drop this, which can be eaten. Now, when you eat this, it will give you a nausea effect, but also night vision. Now, the night vision outweighs the nausea effect. As he explains, you are technically eating a gooey worm, so it's not going to be good for you. It's going to make you feel a bit sick. But you have night vision, and the night vision, I always forget which, there it is. You get it for a limited amount of time. But, obviously, if you harvested a lot of these guys, you're going to end up with a lot of night vision. which I love that. Absolutely fantastic. So in terms of crafting, that's most of the crafting recipes. We now get into things that can be found and also including the mobs itself. I'll save the biomes, the custom cave biomes, towards the end. So what we have here is a vase, a vase, however you like to pronounce it. For me in the UK, it's vase. These are quite commonly found in cave systems, dungeons, you name it, you can find them. Now, you can break these and they can offer you loot. The loot inside of these is pretty common. Torches and arrows, but if you're lucky enough, you can find yourself a rusty iron key. Now, the rusty iron key is used to open this, and this is a iron chest. This is a mimic, and I'll explain to you guys what that is in a second, but you can find these iron chests on their own. By default, you cannot open these. I can't open this one at all because it's kind of like a trapped one. So this itself, quite dangerous, but will offer you better loot inside of here. The loot that you can find inside of these is things like a bone club, which I'll show you guys about that in a minute. Bones, redstone, gold horse armor, etc. This thing, well, if we go to game mode, that's a lie. We need to go to game mode S. And I try to open this, I'll get attacked, and this is a mimic. Now these things will attack you and attack you and attack you and attack you until you're dead. Now, they're not super strong. There is actually a way to kill them. But they're not friendly. So the chests being the iron chests could be an actual iron chest for you to obtain items, or it will be this mob here. Obviously, if you have I'm gonna die again, aren't I? If you have better tools, maybe like there's one of these. Come on, there you go. You kill it, it will drop some more items. But again, you will need a rusty key. You cannot open those kind of chests without it. It's either going to be a mimic or it's actually going to be a chest itself. But I couldn't figure out how to find them for today's video. The next one we have here is a gold mimic chest. This one's also a trapped one as well. Inside of there, you can get better loot. You can get enchanted books, diamond horse armor, these. You can even find gold. You need gold keys in order to open these. Now again, like previously, this one is evil. These are a lot stronger than the other ones. So be a little bit more careful. Obviously, I think upon killing them, yeah, that one's not too bad. That one actually offered me a little bit name tag and some rusty iron keys and stuff like that. So that one's a little bit better. But yeah, be very, very, very careful because those things are actually evil. So the next thing I'm about to show you, if you do have a fear for spiders, this is gonna not help you whatsoever. So there can be spider nests which will be found just randomly in cave systems. Now we have a spiderling inside of here, so we have a couple of things to go through here. We have friendly spider nest, spiderling, brood, spawn spider egg, Bristol, and we've got string, and we've got hearts. Now, hearts can be dropped by some of these mobs, and if we just grab ourselves a sword here, it might be worth me grabbing myself some golden apples as well, in case we do this. We'll grab these. So what we have to start off with is a friendly spider nest. Now, when you attack these, they drop... What do we drop? It dropped this, which is a friendly... It's another one. So I believe these can actually drop loot other than just the same thing. There's a little bit more to offer with these. I can't fully remember what it is. But we do have Spiderling. Now, these things are quite fast. They will spawn in groups. They will attack you. But they can drop... I think they can drop other things as well. What do you drop? Just spawn a couple of these, and I'm trying to be a little bit careful because I know where they're trying to go. But yeah, they will be found in the cave system. We have a brood. This thing's a little bit bigger. And yeah, this thing is not friendly either. I'm doing this in creative for now. I just want to see what this thing drops. So this is where we get a spider heart, which can be used for two things. One is to summon like a spider boss, but it can also be eaten as well. If you eat this, your effects are going to be absorption, weakness, regen, and nausea. The nausea and the weakness outweigh the regen and this. It is for quite long, and I put it on this screen because nausea is really not fun to deal with. The other thing we have here is a just spawn. This one might actually, yeah, so this one produces the spiderlings. So this being this, the spiderlings will pop out of here like this. Now, I'm not sure how many can pop out, but a few of them will. Yeah, I think it looks like 2 or 3 of them will actually pop out of there. So these will naturally, these things will naturally spawn, by the way. They will all naturally spawn in the world. I'm just showing you guys that they can, well, you can use them in creative as well. And we've also got this one as well. I'm not 100% sure what he said about this one. but we have a Bristol Spider as well. We have one more spider to go through, but I'm going to save the best for last. Moving into other things that you can find. We can find a trapped miner. This is a trapped miner that's been trapped by the spiders. You can trade with him, but you cannot trade with him until you feed him something like bread or food. He's been there for a long time. I believe he'll also follow you, basically for basically saving him. He's now your companion. But I'm not I think you have to take him to a village in order for the whole trading process to work. But yeah, you saved a miner because the spiders have trapped this guy. So this is what they look like. This is what they look like this. You can see the so if you really wanted to save quite a few of them, you could do that. I think it's great, dude. You're getting a little bit of XP as well, so you're doing them a favor. What we have here is crawlers. So these crawlers, he said they were in an older version that he had. Basically, we have a redstone crawler. Killing a redstone crawler can give you redstone. Lapis gives you lapis. Iron gives you iron. Gold gives you gold. There's another gold one. I didn't mean to do that. Gold. Diamonds. And these as well. Coal. So these can be found, I guess, in cave systems. And those are the crawlers. So in case you didn't save the miner, and he'd been there for a long time, he doesn't die. Well, he does, but he's the undead miner. So the trapped ones are classed as the undead, and these things will drop the items that they're holding. So they can drop the gold stuff. They do not burn in day, so he dropped the bones that time. But I believe they can drop more than just that, though. There you go. He dropped the stone pick. They're wearing like a helmet as well, so they can drop the helmets. So it's another way to get a couple of extra things. And then what we have here, I'm not entirely sure what I was meant to show you guys inside of this one. I think what I've just showed you is exactly what I was going to show you. Last but not least, before we go and check out the biomes and the cave systems, we have the hearts, which can be used with string to craft this. Matriarch, which is a... Well, we need a matriarch in order to get the matriarch egg. Okay, so the recipe for this is you need string and you need hearts. And it goes in that formation. And then the outcome will be this, which, like I said, is this. Now this, because of the way the add-ons work, if you break this, you need to do this in survival, don't we? Let's put this down. We break this, it produces this, which is the matriarch egg. And this produces the queen itself. I'm going to try and do this in survival. I'm gonna need some golden apples here. This is some of the best animations on a Minecraft mob that I've seen. So if you place this down, it will continue to grow and grow and grow and grow and grow and grow. And basically, out will pop the queen, whatever you want to call it, which has the best animations I've seen. Now with this kind of thing, it will produce these things. That's where these things come from. It will attack you. They are strong. It'll produce these things as well, which will produce the Spiderlings, and it'll make life a little bit more difficult for you. Because she's not friendly. She will attack you until you're dead, and so will her babies. So you kind of want to stay, because she's producing even more of those things. Get away, you little pains. Whoa, it teleports too. Don't let it produce any more eggs. You don't need any more of these. So if you're scared of spiders, this add-on really isn't for you. Oh, I'm gonna die. Yeah, and that is generally how strong she is. It's not super OP. I think it's pretty balanced in terms of attack. Obviously, I had no armor on there, so that really didn't help. But if we kill it, in terms of what it drops some pretty good stuff. It actually has a death animation as well. Reminds me of the spider from Lord of the Rings / The Hobbit. But it will die and it will drop a whole range of decent things. And that's most of the add-on. Like I said, guys, it's the cave update add-on. So there's a couple more cave systems I need to show you guys. But I thought the spider itself is phenomenal. So in terms of finding the different cave generations, you can find spiders, stay away from them. You'll find the leaves as well, oak leaves. I did see some jungle as well. You'll find vines. I didn't place this here, so that must have generated as well. So you'll find, I think tall grass is another option down here. Tall grass can be found. You'll find dirt. You'll find these blocks, which I showed you before, the mossy stones. So these can all be found underground in jungles. So again, changing the generation as well. The next one we have here, like I said, can be found under snowy places. I found them in ice locations as well. This is predominantly made out of ice stone. You will also find packed ice. In fact, it's mostly made out of this kind of block. And I think it looks way better. This is how I've always wanted like the colder biomes to be. I never really understood why they never done a cave update yet, because the generations, they definitely could change. The stones should be cold related. And I really like this. I love the ambience that this offers. Exploring this one is so much fun. So if you like to build with these kind of blocks, well, all you got to do is go to the frozen locations. All right, I've saved what I think is the best to last. So the desert one has two. It has like a deeper down one. So in the standard desert, you'll find the likes of these. You'll also find the ores. Like I explained, there's ores in here as well, which makes the ravines look way better. But in this one, the further you go down, things will start to change. You will, of course, find this, which, as we explained, was the Flamestone. But you can also find yourself Magma Blocks. These will generate further down as well. Not with the bubble columns or anything like that. These can just be found for whatever you want to use them for. And that's the majority of it. Look how awesome this ravine is compared to previously. And I give this add-on a 10 out of 10. Everything seems to have a use and fit together, apart from the ingot, which is a work in progress. And like he already explained, that will change. So all I can say is the Big Onion Institute, you absolutely smashed it. This is something I would love to see more often. And more importantly, guys, this is completely free for you to download and check it out. So that being said, hope you have enjoyed this. If you have, drop a like, downloads below. Everything you need to know is down below. And hopefully I'll catch you guys with more information about this pack in the future. Catch you next time. Bye.